I would like to introduce you to Aiden. Aiden is a Make-A-Wish child who has received a wish already, and he is here with his family. His mom, Angel, would like to tell you about Aiden's wish, and his dad, Steve, and Aiden are going to come on up and sit here while she does it. Please welcome Aiden.
As you know, I'm Angel's mom, and Aiden's mom. Aiden is the youngest of our 3 children. He has a sister, Abby, and a brother, Austin. Aiden's wish was to go to Disney World, and it was granted by Make-A-Wish this last December, this last year. The trip provided so many wonderful memories during a difficult time in Aiden's life. Aiden has acute lymphoblastic leukemia, also called ALL, which is a blood cancer. He was diagnosed in February of 2012 when he was 2 years old. One of the questions that I'm always asked is, how did I know? The answer is simply that I didn't. My husband and I were shocked and very scared. Aiden was too young to explain what was going on with him. One of the hardest things for my husband and I to do was to watch him go through so much pain, testing, and treatment, and not be able to explain why or even how he got his cancer. Before Aiden was diagnosed, he kept getting sick. He would get colds and ear infections. Then he got hives and started bruising every time he bumped into something. I kept taking him back to the doctors because I knew something wasn't right. I just didn't know what. All of the symptoms seem to have logical explanations. Toddlers get colds and ear infections. Doctors thought the hives might be a food allergy. And toddlers bruise when they play sometimes. However, by the first week of February of 2012, Aiden had another ear infection, he still had hives, and his bruises were getting worse. The doctors gave him an antibiotic, but it didn't work. A couple of days later, he was lethargic, he wouldn't play, he didn't eat, and all he did was cry. So I took him back to the doctor, and a simple blood test called a CBC was taken that day, and his counts indicated that he could have leukemia. So they told us to leave for Riley's Children's Hospital within 2 hours. The next day, Aiden was diagnosed with ALL, and they told us it required a 3-year chemotherapy treatment regimen. They placed an internal chemotherapy port in his lower left chest, and they began his chemo. Aiden's treatment requires chemotherapy at home every day and additional chemotherapy at the hospital with the occasional spinal tap. We went from weekly to now we go monthly. Aiden's last day of chemotherapy will be on May 10th of this year. Because Aiden's immune system is very weak, he can't go many places. When we do take him out, he wears a mask to help protect him from germs. Aiden is like any other 5-year-old. He wants to go everywhere and he wants to do absolutely everything. But this is not possible. So it unfortunately means that he has had to miss out on a lot of childhood experiences outside our home. We were told about Make-A-Wish through the hospital when he was 2. However, we wanted to wait until he was older and in future treatment, or in further treatment, to tell himself what he wanted to wish for himself. As Aiden got older, he would talk about what he wanted to do. And it was always Disney World. He would watch those commercials and see all the characters and get really excited. He had no idea what a roller coaster was, but he knew it looked fun. And anyone who knows my son knows that he is fearless. Then he asked me to show him Disney on the computer, and I did, and his eyes lit up. And he said, if I can say it right, "Oh yeah, baby, I want to go there." Our hospital contacted Make-A-Wish, and they contacted us. They were the most organized, kind, and generous organization. They planned absolutely everything, no stress at all. We were assigned 2 volunteers, both of them were Deb, their names, sorry. They came to talk to Aiden, and the magic began. Make-A-Wish planned transportation to and from the airport, our stay, a rental van, tickets to all the Disney World parks. They also included SeaWorld and Universal Orlando. My son saw everything. Not only did they cover the basics, but they included surprises along the way, like Notre Dame cheerleaders in the Leprechaun coming to the airport to cheer him on the plane. While Make-A-Wish was planning his entire trip for Aiden and our family, they were also giving Aiden something in return, something to look forward to. This is huge for cancer patients. He was glowing, excited, so happy, and we hadn't even left yet. But finally, the day came. Aiden was out of his mind happy. He would not sit still, and when we got there, he just looked as if he didn't have a care in the world. For that week, he got to see the world in a totally different light. He got to experience things that he can only dream about. His favorite part of Disney was riding all the roller coasters at least twice. His favorite ride was Splash Mountain because, of course, he got all wet. Make-A-Wish went above and beyond to make Aiden's wish so special. He didn't just get to dream it, but he got to live it, and he got to live it with his family. I think the best way to describe how Aiden feels about his trip would be a quote out of the Winnie the Pooh book. Piglet noticed that even though he had a very small heart, it could hold a rather large amount of gratitude. My whole family shares in Aiden's gratitude to Make-A-Wish, and also to all of you at Concord Junior High, who work so hard to raise money for families like mine. Thank you for this opportunity to share my son's story. And if I were to leave you with a thought today, I would leave you with this. If you donate to Make-A-Wish, you can be assured that your donation will change every life they touch, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. Thank you.